What up, y'all? It's the Sports Mix. Big Kenny checking in. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the videos, my peoples. Thank y'all for tuning in. So, the hot topic in the city. I'm in Baltimore, of course. Some of y'all don't know that, but yeah, in Baltimore. Every day now, you know, it's a Lamar Jackson story that I come across. And usually I don't even really read the stories. I just kind of go right to the comments. The comment section. The comment section is telling for me. It shows me, we have a fan base here in the city, right? That is, I want to say, we divided, and I would say it's more leaning toward the people that don't want Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback moving forward. And I say that because I believe these are the same people that didn't want him to begin with. And, I've said this before, these are the people that didn't want Lamar to begin with. Lamar had a great second season. He was a unanimous MVP of the league. It was a lot of excitement in the city. A lot of excitement every Sunday when the Ravens played. Of course, they lose the playoff game. They were the number one seed that year. They lose the playoff game to Tennessee. They come back the next year. Make the playoffs, win the division. I think was a 4 seed, 3 seed, something like that. Revenge the loss to Tennessee in the playoffs, and then lost to Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been. I mean, they made the playoffs this year. Didn't make the playoffs in 21, I believe. But anyway, we know the history. We know the story. But, there's a sentiment that's kind of growing among fans that Lamar Jackson is injury prone because he missed 5 games last season at the end of the year, and he missed 6 games this season at the end of the year, and the playoff game. Now they keep calling this kid a running back. He's a running quarterback, and both his injuries were sustained in the pocket, where they say he's not. And they freak injuries, and they playing football. Football is not a game where injuries don't happen. Somebody getting hurt every week in football. Injuries happen all the time. Injuries happen in practice. Injuries happen in training, in the games, man. Injuries happen. Football is a violent sport. We know this. This is why we like the game so much, But I just see all of these, all of this commentary on Lamar and what he is and what he's not, and he's selfish now, and he's going to cripple the team with the contract and this and that and that and this. And I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I'm not on the fence about it. I don't hide it. I am a fan of Lamar Jackson, and I would like to see Lamar Jackson stay in Baltimore and be the quarterback of the Ravens. That's just my personal preference. And I am also in the belief that if somehow, some way, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson are not able to come up with a contract, a solution, and at some point Lamar's moved on and he's playing for somebody else, I believe it's going to be something that the Ravens are going to regret. That's just my personal thing. I could be wrong. he can go somewhere else and stink it up, or just become, whatever. But I believe for this city, for this team, Lamar Jackson is the guy, you know. And one thing we do as fans is we like to throw up numbers, you know, and statistics. And I'm telling you, I took a statistics class in college, and the one thing I learned about statistics is you can make the statistics look any way you want. So if you are trying to get an answer or a solution, statistically, you could put things together and get exactly what it is you're trying to get, you know. And so when people say Lamar has only won one playoff game, I just read something where somebody said he chokes in the playoffs, right? They compare him to Joe Flacco in the playoffs, you know. Um, and we talk about Joe Flacco like he was in the playoffs every year. His first 5 years, yes, there was a different Ravens team, with the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed defenses and Suggs and them guys. So Joe Flacco, his responsibility to those teams was different. He didn't have to carry those teams early on. But when we trying to make these points, we don't look at we're not going to look at what Joe's statistics was. We're not going to look at what he actually did or brought to the table. What Joe did was stabilize that quarterback position because it was definitely in flux for a few years. He came in, started as a rookie, and if we all remember, because we get selective memory, he was not supposed to start as a rookie. So let's take it back. Flacco was not supposed to start. He started because of, circumstance. He started that year because of circumstance, and he ended up I believe he started his first start may have been the last preseason game that his rookie year, if my memory served me correctly. And I don't have it in front of me. I'm just going off my memory. And and then the rest is history. And again, statistically, if you go back and look at his numbers was pedestrian during his rookie season. So, there were two different teams, total different makeups of the teams. So to say, to compare one against the other is unfair because the makeup of those teams was different, and the role that those guys played on those teams was different. But that's something that we kind of if it don't fit my argument, I'm not gonna bring it up. So we just look at the result. Joe got to, I want to say they got to the AFC Championship game his rookie year. When they lost to Pittsburgh. So he was on some teams that was built a little different, and so by the time they got to the Super Bowl year, and the year before, there's a little bit more responsibility. He was doing more. That AFC Championship game. With Cundiff missed the field goal and Lee Evans dropped the pass. I mean, Joe Flacco balled out in them games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of them ones to say to pit the two guys against each other. I think that's dumb. I think that's dumb. It's dumb and it's real short sighted. But that's what fans do. That's kind of what fans do. But with Lamar, what I'm saying, people saying, flash in the pan, his best days are behind him. You know, um, he won't play as good as he played, in the MVP season, this or that and the other. Now he injury prone. You see all these things, all the negative, right? You see all the negative stuff about him. But I just think, this is my personal opinion, I believe, that the young man has a huge window for improvement that, with the right offensive coordinator, which the Ravens are shopping around for now, with the right pieces around them, the sky's the limit. They made some changes to the defense. Adding Roquan Smith was huge for the Ravens, and it seemed like all the pieces started to fit. Queen played much better and much freer when he had Roquan Smith playing beside him in that middle. The defensive backfield got a little stronger. Some pieces are coming together up front. The pass rush, But I'm just excited, man. I just hope that they can get this deal done. I hope that they can get the deal done. And another crazy thing, we throwing these numbers around and we talking about Deshaun Watson's numbers and everybody talking about Lamar. We don't know what he's really looking for. We don't know if he won 100% guarantee. We don't know if he want more money than this person. Like, we don't know what he's asking for. All we're getting is a bunch of rumor and speculation. And then you're getting a bunch of butthurt fans, because we believe everything we see and read, so we just attack this young fella and just, say we'd rather do without him, But again, I've said before, if you get rid of Lamar Jackson at this point, with the makeup of the offense as it is currently, it's going to set you back. It's going to set you back. It's going to set you back. And I don't know how long it'll set you back for, but it's going to set you back because you built the team a certain way to fit his style of play. But who am I? I'm just a dude that like football, dude that like sports. I'm not in the room with Eric DeCosta and them guys, man, and to know what their thought process is. And you go by what they say. And we know people in sports not always on level. They not always 100% with us. Coach John Thompson had a phrase he called fattening frogs for snakes. We're going to say what you want to hear, and you're going to eat it, and we'll go about the business that we got going on, So we're going to see, but I'm of the opinion that I'd rather see him get a deal done. So the franchise tag numbers came out. It's like high 30s for the quarterback position. So if they franchise Lamar, he'll make 37 million, 38 million, something like that next year, right? Whatever the number is. I know it's in the 30s. I'm just of the belief you'd be better off doing a deal where you can stretch the number out. You can make the numbers a little more cap friendly in the first couple of years and load it up on the back end. And if he's still balling out on the back end, you restructure him, stretch the money out a little bit more, and you just do it, But Lamar haven't said nothing about what he's asking for. He kind of playing it by the air, man. And whatever they got going on as far as negotiations, that's between him and the Ravens. And the Ravens know what he's asking for. The Ravens know what he wants. So it's up to them to come to the table and make it happen. But there's just a lot of noise, and then really until something is done, it's just gonna always be a bunch of noise. It's always going to be a bunch of noise. And if he signed a contract, if they come to an agreement and the contract is signed, you know, every little thing that he do that's not contributing to a victory is going to get scrutinized, you know, because we went through this whole thing all last year with the contract. Is it going to get done? Is it going to get done? It didn't get done. We went through training camp. It didn't get done. It was a thing where he said he wasn't going to negotiate during the season. He did not. It didn't get done. And the first few games of the season, they was talking about Lamar is already the leader for the MVP. You know, let's not forget that. You know, the first few weeks of the season, you know, look at the numbers he was putting up. You know, they got a 3-touchdown lead against the Dolphins early in the season and couldn't hold it. And I just had somebody tell me yesterday in on a blog that game is on Lamar. You know, we couldn't get a field goal. We couldn't get. I mean, you got a 3-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter, and it's the offense's fault. Like, it's a team game first. But, you know, if Lamar couldn't drive to get a field goal, that's it. That game is on his neck. And the same person also told me, this is news to me. Now, I want to know if y'all know this too, that Lamar Jackson is part of management. In the new NFL, Lamar Jackson is considered part of management. High play payers, franchise quarterbacks are now part of management. And, you know, he was saying instead of taking field goals and trying to go for it on fourth down, you know, that's Lamar's fault. And I told the person, I said, at the end of the day, them decisions are the head coach's fault. He take the blame for them decisions. And this person told me that apparently I don't know how the NFL works, because at the end of the day, you know, the franchise players are now part of management and they get to make those type of decisions. And call me a fool. I guess I'm a fool, because why have a coach? Why have a head coach if the star players make the decision? Yeah, they have input, but at the end of the day, the decision going to lay at the hands and feet of the head coach. But man, I ain't got nothing else on that. I'm gonna let that ride, and I backed out of the debate. I said I'm not gonna keep going back and forth. If that's your opinion, if that's what you think, that the players are part of management and they got something to say, or they got impact on what's done, have at it. But I've been going long enough. I just wanted to come on, man. You know, I gotta talk about Lamar. Lamar is gonna be a story. It's gonna be a topic until something is done. Until a deal is done, one way or the other. Whether it's a deal done, whether they sign him and trade him, Lamar Jackson is gonna be a hot topic in the city of Baltimore and around the NFL. It's gonna be a hot topic. So we gonna see. We will see, man. We're gonna see. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, don't forget, again, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Appreciate all the support. So appreciate all the support, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace.